Okay, so today we're here with Shiba, and she's still a puppy, as you can tell probably from her excitable energy. Shiba, come here. Good girl. Good girl. Relax. So what the Guardians mostly want to work on is she's a new addition to the family, and she's been, she had kind of a rough start before the owners got her. So we really want to establish leadership in the house because that's going to help take away that anxiety and the separation anxiety that she's been dealing with, or at least help contribute to taking that edge off. So one thing that I love that the Guardians are already doing that I want to encourage them to keep doing is to keep bringing her to the dog park. That does a bunch of things all at once. One, it gets energy out, which is awesome because she's young and needs exercise. Two, it teaches her how to play and communicate with other dogs well, so she learns good communication, which will help her be more respectful with the other dogs in the home. And then three, it helps her get socialized with a bunch of people and dogs, so she's getting used to, new people, new sights, new sounds, different way people respond. So those are all really good things, and it'll help build up her confidence over time. So keep doing that. Kudos if you can do it every day, even better. That's awesome. Other things we want to do is I want to remind you of some of the rules we put in place. No furniture for a minimum of 30 days or until the behaviors that you called about are gone. And then it's furniture with permission only. So that means inviting her up. You can label the couch and say, up, couch, whatever, but wait at least 30 days before you start giving her permission to get back on the couch. Then other rules are to have her start sitting before she goes through doorways. And then using the petting with a purpose technique to have her sit before you give her attention. Remember that she doesn't have to stay sitting. If she stands up, puts her head on your lap afterwards, and you're petting her or you invite her on the furniture, those are all fine. It's really your way of asking her to say please. So she just has to start by sitting. She doesn't have to stay sitting, and then you can pet her for an hour or two. If you're watching a movie and you want to just keep petting her, that's perfectly fine. She doesn't have to stay sitting, and you don't have to just pet her once to reward her and be done. Go ahead and keep petting her. She can flop over, give her belly rubs, whatever. The next thing we talked about is a new way to disagree with her. Remember to use the escalating consequences to disagree with her if she is bothering the cats or the dogs or the grandkids. You can be setting kind of boundaries around them that's inappropriate. You could even think about setting a boundary around the love seat that the dachshunds are usually on and say, like, you really shouldn't be within about a foot. Give her that extra space so she's being respectful. You can also use this to establish a boundary when you walk in the door that she has to be farther back so she doesn't immediately overwhelm you or any of the guests that are coming into the home. If you're just practicing this with guests, you can go to our website, go to dogonproblems.com, click on dog training tips, then go to the search bar, type in claiming the door. It's an exercise that uses escalating consequences and an invisible boundary to teach her how far away she should be from the door when people are walking through it. So that's something you can practice. Remember to do the leadership exercise once a day for the next 30 days. And then I would still do regular maintenance of doing it at least once a month. I still do it with my dogs. It just helps you from having a regression backwards. Another rule that I want to integrate is that she has a dog bed on the floor, so she has her own place to lay down since we're taking away furniture privileges. And if she's on her bed and the kids are here, grandkids are here, she's off limits. No coursing her off by throwing the ball and trying to get her off. That's her safe place to be kind of calm and relaxed. Other parts, remember to reward her for that calm behavior. If she's starting to get all worked up, either use escalating consequences, or if she's demanding your attention, like jumping up at you or being mouthy, ignore her. Wait for her to calm down and then pet her. You want to teach her that calm behavior receives lots of attention, and negative behavior, hyper attention or hyper behavior equals ignored behavior. So she starts to learn what type of energy level gets her attention and what types of behaviors lead to more attention. So remember to reward her for that good behavior. For separation anxiety specifically, I want you to practice walking out of the room, waiting for her to be nice and calm and quiet, and then come back. Walk outside for a minute, wait for her to be calm. Remember that if she's whining and you get to say you walk outside to check the mail or do something like that, you definitely want to make sure that she's calm and quiet. If she's whining when you get to that front door, don't open the door. Wait for her to be quiet. Essentially, dog thinking cause and effect. So if she is whining and you open the door, she's going to think anxious, whining behavior causes you to open the door and to come back. So you want to teach her that calm, nice energy equals you coming back. So it changes her state of mind and emotional state when you leave, so she doesn't think anxiety brings you back. It's actually that calm behavior that'll bring you back. And I would definitely encourage you to practice keeping her in the house. So leave outside, come back when she's nice and calm, and then extend the period of time that you're gone a little bit as you go. If you come back and she's really anxious, you've probably been gone a little too long, and practice doing shorter periods of time. So if you're gone for 20 minutes and you come back and she's basket case really worked up, then say, okay, so the next couple days I'm gonna make it easy for her. I'm gonna leave for 5 minutes and come back. 5 minutes, come back. And build her back up so she gains that confidence back, and then do 10 minutes and then get up to 15, 20. So if you see her really anxious when you come home, just drop back the time quite a bit to build that confidence back up and then keep moving forward. So just because you have a setback doesn't mean that you can't fix it. You just have to take it a little slower. And then remember to not walk in if she's still being super hyper and anxious. And then let's see. And last, I want to remind you that everything you do trains your dog, only sometimes you mean it.